Does Hong Kong show disparities in housing? Hong Kong is one of the wealthiest cities in the world, but also have one of the most biggest gaps between the rich and the poor. Poverty rates are rising, and approximately 1.31 million of the population are living in poverty. The Central and Western District is the richest of the 18 districts in Hong Kong, and Sha Tsui Po is the poorest with the highest poverty rate. In the past 10 years, Hong Kong's GPD has increased by approximately 50%, yet the median household income has only risen by 10%. This evidence shows that the gap between the rich and the poor is gradually getting bigger and bigger. Why are there such big disparities in Hong Kong? There are such big disparities in Hong Kong, and it could be to do with many things. Areas in Hong Kong are becoming more modern, and housing rents or sales are extremely expensive. With all the costs escalating quickly, there are less opportunities for people with lower incomes, or none at all. The waiting list for public housing has over 100,000 applicants, and there are only 50,000 available apartments each year. And even if you were to be at the top of the waiting list, it would still take a minimum of 4 years. This leaves some people to resort to cage homes or homelessness.
How do people live with minimum wage? The implementation of a minimum wage has helped to narrow the income gap. However, the recent proposed wage rise for civil servants would only see the rich-poor gap widened again. Those in the high-income group would get a 5.96% raise. Those on low incomes have been offered only 3.8%. What should be done to change the situation? There are several charities around Hong Kong that help people in public housing and cage homes, but the changes aren't very effective. Hong Kong is now using large areas to build skyscrapers for business, when the area should really be used for new public homes. The Hong Kong Authority provides homes for over 2 million people, which is 30% of the population of Hong Kong. However, charities can't build new public housing for people without government approval, and this is a very long process. Instead, charities raise money to support the campaigns against cubicle homes. Does Hong Kong show disparities in other things, such as schooling? Hong Kong shows disparities not only in homes but also in schools. Many public schools do not have as much space and facilities as we do here at KG5. Parents all over Hong Kong fight for a place in a Band 1 school, as their children are likely to get a better education and more opportunities in further life. Poor families and children with problems such as drugs, alcohol, and many more are put into Band 3 schools with not enough teachers or attention. However, Hong Kong does have local schools with high standards and good overall marks, as well as many international schools that accept children and cultures from around the world.